Is there anything more frustrating than feeling guilty every time you go for a late night snack? But what if late night snacking wasn't actually causing you to gain more weight? Well, in this video, we're going to look at what the science says about late night eating. Welcome to the channel. My name is Ryan. I'm an ex-NRL player, online coach, and natural bodybuilder. And this channel is all about finding the most efficient way to help you lose fat and build muscle. It's a common belief that eating late at night is going to cause us to gain weight. And there's actually a few studies that support this theory. They state that for people who eat majority of their calories late at night are actually more likely to be overweight or obese. However, the problem with these studies is that they're just looking at the association between the two. What we really need to look at is if calories were equated and you ate more calories in the morning and less calories in the evening, would that result in you losing more weight? Well, in this 2022 randomized control trial, that's exactly what they looked at. They had two groups. One group ate more calories for breakfast, less calories for dinner. The other group ate more calories for dinner and less calories for breakfast, but they both ate the exact same amount of calories. They did this for 4 weeks. Then they did a crossover where they did the opposite diet condition, and they did that for another 4 weeks. And what did the study show? It showed that both diets resulted in the exact same amount of weight loss and very similar body composition, meaning they lost pretty much the same amount of fat and retain the same amount of muscle. There was no significant difference in calories burnt during the day, nor changes in metabolic rate, and there was no significant difference between metabolic health as well. The only significant difference was for the people who ate more calories in the morning, experienced less hunger and more satiety during the day, which obviously makes more sense. If you have a bigger breakfast, you're probably going to lead to you feeling less hungry and more satiated during the day. But what does this mean for you? Well, it means that calories is king. If you're in a calorie deficit, doesn't matter whether those calories are coming in the morning or those calories are coming in the evening, as long as you're in a calorie deficit, it's going to enable you to lose fat. However, if you're someone who is hungrier during the day, potentially gets that mid-afternoon cravings, then you might want to think about having a bigger breakfast and having more calories at your breakfast, because that might lead to you feeling less hungry and more satiated during the day. Another thing that I would consider as well is when you are training. So whether you're training in the morning or training in the evening, you just want to make sure that you're having a decent amount of calories in that few hour window before and in that few hour window after, just to make sure that we're fueling training and also aiding with recovery as well. So it will enable us to retain as much muscle, maybe even grow muscle during our fat loss phase. And another thing is that some people experience a bit of sleep disruption if they have quite big meals at night. So if you're someone who has a big meal and that results in you having poor sleep, then I would think about reducing the meal size, having less calories before you go to bed, just to make sure that you're able to sleep as well as possible, because we know the better we sleep, the more fat and the more muscle we are able to retain during a fat loss phase. So making sure that sleep always takes priority when it comes to meal timing, so eating before you go to bed. And then from there, personal preference. So if you're someone who is hungrier in the morning, have more calories in the morning. If you're someone who's more hungrier in the evening, have more calories in the evening. And I'd also be thinking about leaving some calories for some after dinner snacks, especially if you're someone who has a bit of a sweet tooth or just likes dessert. I'll generally be making sure that I leave a little bit of calories for them as well. Otherwise, if people try to go cold turkey with it, it's just generally going to end up in them binging and having a lot of late night snacks and breaking their diet. So making sure that you just leave a little bit of calories if you're someone who has a bit of a sweet tooth after dinner. And if you want a bit more of an in-depth dive in this, I'll definitely be checking out my 21-step guide to fat loss. It takes you through a step-by-step guide on how to lose fat, has some personal takeaways, also has a training program in there. So I'd definitely be checking that out. The link is in the description below. Final thoughts, total calories is what matters, not meal timing. As long as you're in a calorie deficit, you will be able to lose fat. Meal timing should just support your dietary behaviors to make sure that you can stay adherent to the diet, control your appetite. It shouldn't be looked as something to hack your metabolism or try and do some biohacking thing where you're able to burn more calories throughout the day by eating at certain times. Just make sure that you're just focusing on what you can control, which is your total daily intake. that is going to allow you to be able to lose fat. And then from there, guys, it's just personal preference. As I said before, if you're someone who's hungry in the evening, have something in the evening that's completely fine. Just make sure that you're actually in a calorie deficit and you're able to adhere to whatever diet strategy you're currently following. Hope this helped, guys. As always, do those good things: like, subscribe, share, leave a comment below if you enjoyed. And if you want a bit more of an in-depth guide into how to lose fat, check out this video. This is my most comprehensive video on how to lose fat fast. It's literally just a step-by-step guide. You follow that, I guarantee you'll be able to lose fat. So if you want, go check that one out. But until next time, I'll see you in the next one.